Welcome to this Wood Solutions presentation on weathering. This is one of the key mechanisms of timber's natural breakdown. Weathering is the greying and minor cracking of unprotected timber due to mechanical or chemical breakdown of the wood surface. This can be due to a number of things. The first is exposure to oxygen and light, which breaks down the wood molecules. Then there's the action of wind-blown dust and sand that abrades the surface, and the alternative shrinking and swelling of the surface due to variations in moisture content. These effects are often limited to the surface of the piece. The rate of weathering in timber depends on the amount of exposure. It is usually very slow, at about 0.1 of a millimetre per year, depending upon species, location and board orientation. However, weathering is not reduced by preservative treatment of the timber. Weathering causes unpainted and unfinished timber exposed for an extended period to discolour and then bleach to a silvery grey. The timber can also become rough on the surface and check. That is, minor splits can form. Weathering may also cause surface stains or cupping and warping of the piece of wood. The rate of weathering depends on the intensity of the exposure and the species of timber. Wood will weather most quickly in a harsh climate than in milder climates, and in more exposed parts of the building than in more sheltered ones. Shaded wood may take decades to weather and may just darken. Exposed wood may weather in less than a year and turn silvery grey. Water on the surface of the timber can also mobilise soluble material in the wood. These then become visible on the surface of the timber as a stain, but they may wash away or bleach over time. Weathering affects a number of things. It affects the timber's appearance. It affects the performance of finishes, especially clear finishes, on exposed timber in the sun. It can also affect the growth of mould, and eventually it can impact on the start and progression of decay in the piece. So, in summary, weathering is the mechanical or chemical breakdown of the surface of the timber by ultraviolet light or light, by abrasion from material in the wind, and weather-induced shrinking and swelling of surface fibres. Weathering can change the appearance of timber over time and cause the breakdown of clear finishes.